Hello, my dear listeners. My name is Kishore Ganesh, and in this episode of the Vocal About Visuals podcast, I will be reviewing Dhanush's latest blockbuster, Thiruchitrambalam. But I'm not going to stop there. Post the review, I'll continue on to spoiler territory and discuss the all important direction the Tale of Trambalam takes at the end of the film. You know the one I'm talking about. First of all, I caught Thiruchitrambalam a week or a week and a half post the release. There is a viral fever phenomenon going on where I live owing to this ridiculous monsoon season lasting for close to 5 months now. Thanks climate change. And that led me to fighting extreme temperatures, this time that my body was hitting instead of checking out this film. And by that time, the hype train had started and was chugging along at tremendous speed. But instead, when I watched Thiruchitrambalam, I felt that it was a very good movie, but it definitely didn't hit the heights of emotion that the hype had promised. Note to self, never make up opinions and expectations based on other people's views. And yes, back to the film. Despite having my kinda unfairly high expectations not met, I did enjoy this film. In fact, I really enjoyed it. If you cast not one, not two, not three, but four excellent actors, namely Dhanush, Prakash Raj, Bharati Raja, and the amazing Nithya Menon in the main roles, you have people who are not just having insane fun with their well written roles, but they're also amazing to watch. Each brilliant actor is going toe to toe with each other, and surprisingly, there are only winners here, including the audience and also the crew and the producers. This is primarily a story of fathers and sons, but not once did I feel that the emotions they were exhibiting were awkward. The emotions were negative, don't get me wrong, in the form of regret, anger, desperation, depression, but not once did I get bummed out by any of them. I felt them. They hit me, but I felt them in an organic manner. That's all down to the amazing writing and direction of Mithran R. Jawahar. And he achieves this by cleverly intercutting Nithya Menon and Dhanush's friendship between all the heavy stuff that these three men from three different generations, Grandpa Bharati Raja, Dad Prakash Raj, and son Dhanush, are experiencing. In addition to this, he also inserts Dhanush's romantic journey in between the previously mentioned events, and that brings further respite to the audience too. Superb work, Mithran. Superb work. And let me especially call out Nithya Menon, whose talent in this film is weaponized by Mithran's writing to make the audience adore her. She's phenomenal here and incredibly charming too. I'm gonna stop about Miss Nithya here because the spoiler portion will cover her mostly, and I'm gonna end the review portion by saying Thiruchitrambalam is a solid family entertainer with a sweet, charming heart and soul. Do watch it provided you are okay with sappy stuff. And I don't mean sappy in a disparaging manner. Sometimes you need the sap to make the family stick. And with that, the review portion is done. This is the official warning that we are entering spoiler territory. Now, in the spoiler zone, I just want to talk about a question that went all around social media. Why did Dhanush and Nithya Menon end up being a romantic couple as opposed to platonic friends? A lot of people didn't like it, and one tweet, in fact, compared and quite brilliantly at that, Madhavan Jyotika and Sridevi Vijay Kumar's movie Priyamana Tholi, where Madhavan and Sridevi end up as purely platonic friends at the end of it. For the record, I love that movie too. But in defense of Mithran, I don't think he set out to have Dhanush and Nithya Menon be just friends. And there are a few proofs in the movie that back up this case. Proof 1. In the song Megam Karukada, the song begins with Dhanush dancing with Menon in the place of the romantic interest, and it is only later that Rashi Khanna's character makes an appearance. One shot specifically in the song has a kind of a fade from Rashi's face to Nithya's face, and Dhanush looks at her. Nothing in the look, it's all about that fade. And finally in the song, the costumes of Dhanush and Nithya Menon are more in sync with respect to colors as opposed to Rashi and Dhanush's. I might sound like a conspiracy theorist here, but these things did seem to me like they were building towards a Dhanush and Nithya romance. Proof 2. In the song Thai Kelavi, the song is literally about Dhanush pacifying Nithya as opposed to quoting Priya Bhavani Shankar. Even though at the beginning of the song, he does kind of piss off Priya. It is only after that he pisses off Nithya Menon. But who does the song go out to? Of course, it's Nithya Menon. Yeah, I get the argument that she's the person who's the bigger support system to Dhanush and hence the person who occupies a place of more prominence and importance in his life. But when love is on the cards, friendship does take a back seat, sometimes temporarily, most times permanently. And we have the context where Dhanush is in his native village for a very short time. So in this current situation, you would need this song to at least serve as an events flash forwarder to get Dhanush a shot at Priya. And instead, we have a song yet again with Nithya Menon being prominent. Yes, one can make an argument that this is a premonition that this quote-unquote love affair between Dhanush and Priya Bhavani Shankar would have never taken off, and that is what Mithran is alluding to. But I think this reason is just not strong enough. And finally, we have proof 3, that all-important scene where Nithya plays wing woman to Dhanush by bringing over Priya Bhavani Shankar to talk to him. Now, the way this scene is shot is what makes my case, in my opinion. You could have had Nithya just say all the best and enthusiastically leave the quote-unquote couple alone and even go as far as leave the spot. I get that could have freaked out a girl from the country, but again, it's all about how we shoot it. Mithran could have not bothered with having Priya feel freaked out or feel uneasy, but instead he puts Nithya in the scene and has that epic shot of all three of them in the frame. And the clincher, the dialogue that goes, "You both talk, I'll be over there waiting." Now, even if Nithya and Dhanush are extremely close, no friend is going to hang around till you quote-unquote correct the guy or girl. They generally leave you alone, and then once you're done with your meet cute, they are behind your life for all the details. But Nithya never leaves the spot. How could she, when the love of her life is 5 feet away, trying to get a totally different girl? So bottom line, I believe that with these proofs, we can conclude that Mithran always had Dhanush and Nithya as the intended pair. And maybe the internet just projected its wish to have a great male-female friendship presented on screen as opposed to yet another long-winded romance. Once again, my name is Kishore Ganesh. This is the Vocal About Visuals podcast, and thank you, my dear listeners, for your time and for listening. Please do give this podcast a follow on your preferred podcast platforms and on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Podcast Plural. Thank you.